Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just doing a bit of knife making at the moment. Last couple of days I've been in the forge and I've been forging out a bar. This bar was a piece I had left over from when I did the Damascus piece, and it was just a bar of 8 layers. So what I've done, I've cut and stacked and re-welded to the point where I'm at 144 layers. I've really been plunging the press into this steel, you know, making some deep gouges into it just to upset the pattern a little bit, and it's just a straight laminate so far of 144 layers. Come on, pick it up, baby. There you go. Don't know if you can see them or not. But yeah, so what I intend to do now is cut this billet again into 4, because I'm hoping that I'll get enough enough steel out of this billet to make me subscriber knife. And what I kind of want to do, I'd like to do a crushed W feather pattern. And when I've looked up into it, I've gone about it the wrong way really, because I've gone straight to 144 layers, and I maybe should have done the next step earlier, you know, when I was in the layer counts of, say, you know, 50 or something like that. But what I intend to do is, I'm at 144 layers now, and I'm going to cut it and I'm going to restack it into 4, which will in fact give me 576 layers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crush it, I'm going to weld it tight, and then I'm going to crush it on that plane. So I'm going to squash the steel down that way, and the effect of doing that is where all these layers are relatively straight now, what it'll do, it'll really disrupt them layers and cause them to buckle a little bit and kind of form W's. The way to do this properly is to start much earlier with this, forging them layers down to really get the W's moving. But when I've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the billet with an axe or with a tool. So I'm going to split it down through the layers, and what the cutting action will do is force them layers down, then that will be re-welded back up again. Then the bar will be drawn out into a knife shape, and hopefully, touch wood, we'll get some crushed W and feather pattern action going on. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what happens. Just hope I don't make any mistakes in the orientation. I don't think I will, but you never know. I've also done another little blade in W2 steel. This is for my mate Dave, which he's going to gift on to somebody else. And the hamon on this one is beautiful. It's got a beautiful hamon, and I've just got it taped up at the moment because I fixed that handle onto it last night. It's been pinned on and epoxied, and there's a little brass ferrule to put a lanyard through the back. I'm going to shape this. I'm going to cut into there with a chisel because I'm going to kind of form the handle with that line. I'm going to kind of have that as a ridge coming out along the blade. I'm going to do that on both sides. That's where the finger grip is there on this knife. I think that will make a nice feature, and that is some elm, English elm burl that's on that. Very pippy, beautiful wood. Just wet that and you'll get some idea of what it's going to look like when it's done. It's really nice stuff. I'll probably darken that with a little bit of stain, something like tea stains or coffee stains, and that will be oiled and sanded up. And I'll show you the Hamon, which is really nice. It's much nicer than the last one. I've got a couple of 01 tool steel knives to make. I've got a knife here which I'm making for a guy I know, and this knife, he's called it the Hiraku, and it's a training knife for martial arts, and they use it for kind of cutting rather than stabbing, because the way they use this knife, the hold of the knife is sort of like that. That's how they hold it, and it's used in a cutting motion, obviously for training, but it's got a double sharpened point on it, and the blade, the handle design is quite unique on this. It's a really nice hold when you're holding it like that, which is how it's used. They actually hold it about there, so, and it's just used as kind of an extension of the hand. And another little everyday carry sort of thing, and it's the same, it's actually the same knife as that one, but in 01. 01 is a lovely steel. It's a really simple carbon steel that's got really good edge holding ability. It's an easy steel for if you want to start knife making. It's a great steel actually for getting started with, because it's very forgiving, 01 tool steel. If you make a mistake in heat treating or anything, you can go back and do it again, and it doesn't really suffer, and it's a very easy steel to heat treat and temper as well, and you can do it with very basic equipment. But it's still a great steel in its own right, and I know a lot of professional knife makers in this country and other countries. There's one guy I know, he just sticks to 01 tool steel for everything he does, and he makes some beautiful knives because it is a good robust steel. Right, and I've got another piece of W2 there, and this is for a bushcraft knife. So I'm kind of making a set. I'm making the Hiraku in 01, and I'm making another Hiraku in W2, because the Hiraku is basically a bushcraft knife with a double cutting tip, but I may put a double cutting tip on this as well, but that W2 just wants forging down. Right, that's that for now. I'm going to get on with this nonsense and see see if I can ruin my billet. A lot of work. So I had a few problems. In that my welds came apart, but I managed to stick them back together. I know this thing's slow, and I know it sucks the heat out of the steel, but it is so much faster than hammering. I had a few problems. When I turned the billet to compress the layers, two of the welds opened up. So it took me about 15 minutes reheating the billet, letting it soak, and I managed to get it all welded back together. So now I'm back to crushing them layers vertically. And I'm going to crush them out, then I'm going to cut them probably into 3 or 4, weld them back up again, then I'm going to split the billet. So I think this will be my last pass on this now. I'm losing quite a lot of steel. That'll do. just going to square that up now with on the anvil by hand. You can see now how much steel I've got left. It's probably 7mm thick, that, and there's just enough of a blade to make a knife. So I'll get one more stack and then split and forge out. Hopefully I've got enough steel left to make a knife.